we're starting to hunker down and get ready for colder temperatures, but you can still get some things done around the garden this time of year. Ladies and gentlemen, to help us out, give it up for one of our favorites and yours, garden guy Dale Kay, everybody.
Morning. So, at this time of year, you start to feel cozy and you want to get by the fire, maybe have a hot toddy, or maybe if you're in Wisconsin, it's a 7-7, I don't know, whatever you drink over there.
Yeah.
But it is maybe a little bit harder to get out and propel yourself into the garden, but it is actually a great time to do that because there are some things that firstly need to get done and things that you can prepare for the winter.
Let's get started. What are we doing?
So let's first talk about pruning because it's oftentimes a mystery to everybody, but now is a good time to actually stow your pruners for good reason. Firstly, there's a lot of great plants that you can actually leave up for winter feeding, and there's all these types of seed heads. There's Rebecca, there's these asters, even ornamental grasses. If you were just to pull that, that's just great bird food right there, all that seed that's right there.
That's bird food?
Birds absolutely love all that seed. So you can actually leave all these seed pods up. Even there's a lot of plants like Amelanchier and crabapple. You can leave all those up, and all those berries are great winter food because the birds that are hanging around this neck of the woods at this, through the winter months, they get hungry and food gets scarce. So that's all good stuff to leave up. There are also a bunch of plants that actually set their flower buds right now for the spring blooming, like there's azaleas, rhododendrons, lilacs, anything that's super spring blooming. You don't want to prune those right now because you actually prune off all the flowers, and they're kind of like nestled right tucked in there. So you don't have to prune too much at this time of year. The things that you do want to prune are maybe all those really early spring bloomers like peonies, things like that. You can go ahead and cut those back at this time of year.
Can I get my water, please? I'm coughing, and it's the seeds, I think, Dale Kay. I think it's the seeds. Anyway,
yeah. It must be me.
Yeah.
Also, a great time to prepare your gardens for next spring is do a little bit of fall planting when it comes to bulbs. And daffodils and tulips are absolutely wonderful, inexpensive color that you can pound into the garden right now. They'll lay in wait over the winter months and then bloom in the spring. I'm quite partial to daffodils because my grandfather used to plant them. I used to plant them with him. So I have an emotional connection to the daffodils. But look at one of these wonderful colors, that rich buttery yellow. That particular variety is called orangey. And then also, pound for pound, bang for buck, tulips really have a great lot of mass color. And talking about mass color, I like to plant them in mass as well. You can also plant garlic right now. I have some garlic bulbs right here. And this isn't the stuff that when you go to the Hy-Vee or the Cub Foods. This is really, there's a lot of great garlic varieties out there that you can plant. These varieties, the white one there is German white and also French pink. And if you're into, culinary or cooking, some of these garlic varieties are absolutely wonderful to plant. And the great thing is you get a lot of bang for your buck again because you actually plant each individual clove.
Oh!
And for a rule of thumb of planting, you want to make sure that the pointy end is up and the depth is about 3 times the size of the bulb. So this one here would be about 6 inches deep underneath the ground. We talked about birds.
Yeah.
Great time to feed birds. What you want to feed them is sunflowers, high energy, high oil content. So that keeps them nice and fluffy and plump and healthy. Also, suet is a great...
we want plump birds, don't we,
want
Dale
plump
Kay?
We want healthy plump birds because they provide great winter interest because there's not a lot in the garden.
Yeah.
So that you want to make sure you keep those, and now's a great time to fill your bird feeders. When we're talking about protecting shrubs, there's a few things that you can deploy into the garden. One is a granular rabbit and deer repellent. You don't want to use liquid at this time of year because it kind of freezes and is ineffective. A granular works great, and you can go out and reapply after snowfall as well.
I love the name of that, rabbit scram.
There you go.
That's fantastic.
And it's kind of just a mix of dry blood and a bunch of other yuck. Also, if you're protecting those...
Dale, that's the first time the words dried blood has ever been on the show. Congratulations. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
It's also, it probably repel you out of the garden too. Okay, wilt stop is an anti-desiccant. You would spray that on your evergreens. It stops them from, evergreen being in nature that they're green all year round. This stops them from drying out over the winter.
Okay.
Burlap is a great tool for protecting evergreens as well. If you haven't fertilized your lawn yet, now is a great time to fertilize and also keep all the leaves off your lawn as well.
And buy an extra bag and make a scarecrow outfit out of it for Halloween.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can wrap your shrubs and then stick some, some pumpkin eyes, or
Yeah.
you can turn all your whole landscape into scarecrows. And then also another repellent that will do quite well deterring rodents is Mouse Magic. It's actually like a little peppermint tea sash that you would put around your highly prized plants, and that will help protect them.
So it's like a tea bag, only it gets rid of mice.
Yeah, they don't like that peppermint smell.
Oh, really?
And they scurry away to somebody else's house.
Oh, that's fun. Well,
Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
Don't drink this, everybody,
No
please.
drinking.
No.
I'm the garden guy, not the chef guy.
That's right.
Garden guy.
More with Dale K when we come back. Back after this, everybody. Mouse Magic. So it doesn't kill the little buggers, does it? No, it just rams them away. Welcome back. Once again, it's one of those times where I wish the audience had smell-o-vision, because that's a mighty fine cologne you're wearing today, Dale.
That makes my heart so warm.
Okay, we're back. Dale K answering your gardening questions that you posted on our Facebook page. We got a ton. You are popular.
This is my favorite thing, my favorite segment of all time, because I get to wake up about 4:40 a.m., check my email really quick to see what Jeff Orcutt, executive producer, has emailed me for questions, and then I scurry around my yard and my garage and
do it.
Here it is.
Yeah, you guys, and I kept getting alerts. You are popular, because we had like hundreds of questions for you. So we're going to start up. First up, Shannon asks, "Hey Dale, is it too late to move my peonies? Is that what they are? Peonies?
Exactly.
I don't know.
So Shannon has probably one of the most popular questions that you get asked about moving things around the garden, primarily because they are kind of like an heirloom plant. They're often grandmother's plant that you don't want to like leave at your home or you have an emotional connection to. So it's actually a very common question. The best time to move peonies is actually in September. The next best time would be earlier in the spring. If you can, I would leave them now. If you have to yank them out, if Shannon has to pull them out of the garden, make sure you grab as much of the roots as you can, or all of the roots. That's the secret to transplanting success. Best time is September.
Yeah, sounds like Shannon missed her window by just a little bit.
Just a wee little bit, but spring's the second best time.
Yeah. Next, Lori wants to know, "Hey Dale, should I cut back hosta plants for winter?"
Lori, I don't, because what happens with hostas is and this is right out of my garden, they start to go limp and lose color, and basically what I call is basically they melt. But that melting or that foliage there is actually great insulation for winter protection. So what I like to do is just leave that in place. It can be a little bit unsightly till snowfall. If you're kind of one of those
That is horrid looking.
OCD gardeners that loves everything clean, go ahead and prune them, but I just leave them as is.
Leave them as is. Okay.
The great insulation.
Jennifer, hey Jennifer. Jennifer wants to know, "Hey Dale, how often should I transplant indoor plants to new soil or pots?"
Another good question, and this is my little maiden hair fern, great little plant, but it's not going to bite you.
No, it's just messy.
What you?
No, not you. I'm just saying the plant.
No, I know it's not me. I smell good.
Yeah.
The thing with these is you want to make sure that they're completely root bound, and one of the ways to tell that is lifting it out of the pot and you don't make a mess. So when it makes a mess like this, that's a way to know that it's not really in need of transplanting. You want to make sure that they're super root bound, and then the rule of thumb is good quality potting soil. And then this is a 6-inch pot that the plant's in. You want to size one size up. You don't want to take a 6-inch plant and put it into a 10-inch pot. They drown. You end up killing them with love. So just one pot size up.
It's like what I do to you.
I know. My heart can't take any warmth. I'm gonna melt.
I know.
I'm gonna melt.
Jeanette's question, "Hey Dale, what's the best way to bring ferns inside for the winter and more importantly, keep them alive?"
Okay, ferns are a little bit, on the scale of houseplants to take care of, they're a little bit on the trickier side. They're kind of a little bit high maintenance. So what you want to make sure you do is, firstly, you want to make sure you mist them. They like high humidity. So just simple water, misted about once every 2 or 3 days is really good. The other thing you can do is make your own homemade humidity tray.
Go ahead and mist me too, Dale. I just go ahead and mist me a little bit too.
You sure? Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. That's a good idea.
A little humidity tray just like this one. It's a saucer that's filled with rocks, and you just pour some water into there, but you don't want it. You just want to keep it below the rocks. You don't want to totally have it full. That's good. And then your ferns sit right on that tray, and that becomes a little humidity tray. They just, as that water evaporates, it kind of comes up into the foliage.
Oh.
Medium to bright indirect light is also great for ferns.
There we go. Give it up for
the key.
Dale K, everybody. Don't worry if you miss it. We're going to post this segment on our Facebook page a little bit later. Just search for Jason Show TV. And keep those questions coming. Dale will be back.